Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to talk about simple harmonic motion and uniform circular motion. Suppose a particle P, particle P is here. It is moving uniformly on a circle of radius capital letter A and with angular frequency or angular speed omega. The particle rotates in the anti-clockwise direction. The initial position vector of the particle is, this point is O, this is the point where the particle is initially, that is the point P. So the initial position vector of the particle is what? Vector OP. Okay, that is at t equal to 0, the particle is here and its position vector is vector OP. This initial position vector of the particle, vector OP, it actually makes an angle phi with the positive direction of x-axis. As time goes on, the particle moves along the circular path in the anti-clockwise direction. Now, let in time t, it covers the particle is initially here and after some time t, that is in time t, it covers a further angle omega t and now its position vector, it actually makes an angle omega t plus phi with the x-axis. This angle is omega t, this angle is phi, so this angle is what? That is the angle made with this, with the position vector of this particle in time t with the positive x-axis what? Omega t plus phi. Okay. Now, let us consider the projection of the position vector OP on the x-axis. So, this line actually, we just want to draw a perpendicular line from this point P to the x-axis. So, this OP dash, this OP dash actually gives us the projection of the position vector OP on the x-axis. So, let this point be P dash and the projection is what? Projection is OP dash. Okay, this OP dash is the projection of this position vector OP on the x-axis. The position of P dash on the x-axis varies now as the particle moves on the circle. See, when the particle is here, its projection P dash is here. Okay, that is OP dash is the projection of this position vector. So, the projection of this P will be P dash here. Okay, now when this particle moves to this point somewhere here, then this would be the position vector of that particle and the projection would be somewhere here. Okay, projection P dash would be here. That is initially, the projection was here, P dash. Now, when the particle moves in the anti-clockwise direction and after some time it reaches somewhere here. So, its projection has moved to this point. Okay, projection has moved to this point which is closer to, which is closer to this point O. Okay, similarly, when this particle moves to this point, when this particle moves to this point, then its position vector and its projection, its projection would be somewhere here. Okay, that is its projection would be somewhere here on the left hand side of O. So, I am taking that point as here, P dash. Okay, then again the particle moves to, it is moving in the anti-clockwise direction. No? So, after some time it reaches somewhere here. So, this would give us the position vector of that particle and this would give us the projection P dash here. So, the projection P dash reaches somewhere here. Okay. Now, when the particle reaches somewhere here, see this would be the position vector and this would be the projection. P dash would be here. So, P dash, that projection would be here. Then, after some time, the particle reaches somewhere here. So, this would be the position vector and this would be the projection. So, the projection comes to somewhere, a point somewhere here close to this point O. Then, after some time, the particle reaches here. So, this would be the position vector and this would be the projection P dash. Okay, so it's like, it reaches somewhere here, the projection reaches somewhere here. Okay, that is, see the movement of the projection of the particle on the x-axis. It is like a to and fro motion, no, about this point O. That is, it's like an oscillatory motion, no. That is, you see, the projection was initially here, then it moves towards this point O, then again left to that point O. So projection moves like this to this point O and again moves to this side. Then when the particle continues its motion through this path, its projection moves in this direction. So projection moves towards this point O and again back to the same point here. Okay, so you see the projection of the particle in uniform circular motion appear to execute a to and fro motion along the x-axis or this horizontal line with the point of rotation as the midpoint. Okay, so the position of P dash on the x-axis as the particle P moves on the circle will be what? Position of P dash with the position of P dash that varies with the time. Now initially it is here, after some time it is here, after some time it is here, then again coming back to the same point. Okay, so the position of P dash, it varies with the time. So let its position be x of t. Okay, position of that P dash, that is x of t. See, here we have a right angled triangle now. Here, we just want to consider a right angular triangle here. That is this one. Okay, here we have a right angled triangle now. Alright, so here you see when we consider this right angular triangle, this angle is what? Omega t plus phi. Okay, so here I am taking cos of omega t plus phi. So cos of omega t plus phi is equal to what? Adjacent side. Adjacent side is what? OP dash. Okay, I am considering this right angled triangle. This is the 90-degree angle. Okay, this angle, this is phi, this is omega t. So this total angle is what? Omega t plus phi. So when we consider this right angled triangle, here we can write cos of omega t plus phi is equal to adjacent side. Adjacent side is what? OP dash. Okay, this is the OP dash is what? It is a position vector of P dash from the origin or this midpoint O. Okay, then divided by opposite side. Opposite side is what? OP. Okay, so OP. Then this is equal to, what is that OP dash? OP dash is the position of P dash from the origin. Okay, position of P dash from the origin is taken as what? X of t, no? So we can write OP dash as x of t divided by, what is OP? OP, that is actually, it is a position vector of that particle, but you see from here to here, that will be actually the radius of the circle. Now we have taken capital A as the radius of the circle. So this is also the radius of the circle, no? That is from the midpoint to any point on its circumference. That would be the radius, no? Okay, or any point on this circle. So radius A, OP is radius A. Okay, so we are getting cos of omega t plus phi is equal to x of t divided by A. Or we can write x of t is equal to what? X of t is equal to, I am taking A to this side, that goes to the numerator. So A into cos of omega t plus phi. Okay, so we are getting one expression, x of t is equal to A into cos of omega t plus phi, and I am taking this as equation number 1. See, while we have discussed about simple harmonic motion in our previous video, we have seen that an oscillatory motion is said to be simple harmonic if the displacement x of the particle from the origin varies with the time as x of t is equal to A cos of omega t plus phi. I hope you remember this equation, otherwise I will provide the link in the description box. Now, see the equation what we got here, that is equation number 1. This is the same defining equation of simple harmonic motion, no? This actually shows what? When a particle P moves uniformly on a circle, its projection P dash on the diameter of the circle executes simple harmonic motion. The particle P, it is sometimes referred to as reference particle, and the circle on which it moves is sometimes referred to as reference circle. See, we can take the projection of motion of P on any diameter. First, we have taken the projection of P on the x-axis or diameter along the x-axis. Now let us consider another diameter which is along the y-axis. Now you see, when the particle is here, its projection on the y-axis would be P dash, that is somewhere here. Okay, that projection P dash is somewhere here. Then after some time it is moving in the anti-clockwise direction. So after some time the particle reaches here. So this would be the position vector and projection on y-axis. So this would be the projection on y-axis. So that point P dash is somewhere here. Okay, now again after some time the particle reaches somewhere here. So this would be the position vector of that particle and its projection would be somewhere here. So that projection P dash is somewhere here. Okay, then after some time the particle it reaches somewhere here. So this would be the position vector and this would be the projection P dash. So that projection P dash is somewhere here. Okay, then again after some time the particle reaches here. So this would be the position vector and this would be the projection. I'm sorry, not this. This would be the projection. Okay, we are talking about the projection on y-axis now. So that projection P dash reaches somewhere here. Okay, then when the particle reaches here, position vector, projection on y-axis. So projection on y-axis P dash is here. Okay, then after some time the particle reaches here. So the position vector and projection on y-axis. So P dash reaches somewhere here. Okay, then again after some time the particle reaches here. So this would be the position vector. This would be the projection P dash. So that projection P dash, it reaches somewhere here. Okay, that is, you see, the projection moves to and fro about this midpoint O now. Okay, that is, first it moves in this direction and comes back to O and then goes to this side and again goes to this side, that is to the point O, comes back to O, then again goes to this side, like that. That is a projection on the diameter along the y-axis of the circle executes simple harmonic motion. In such a case, the displacement of P dash on the y-axis can be written as, it can be taken as y of t. So y of t can be written as some a into sine of omega t plus phi. Okay. Actually, how could we write the displacement of P dash on the y-axis like this, like y of t is equal to a sine of omega t plus phi? See, when the particle P is here, we said already that it makes an angle phi. Okay, then when the particle reaches somewhere here, then it makes a further angle omega t. Okay, so that this total angle is omega t plus phi. See, when the particle is here, its projection on the y-axis is somewhere here. Okay, P dash. Then this OP dash, that is actually the displacement of P dash now from this point O, from this midpoint O. Okay, so here, okay, so here that is OP dash is actually what? This y of t. Okay, now when we form a triangle here, see, I'm just forming a triangle here. So I'm just considering this triangle. Okay, so this total angle is omega t plus phi. This is a right angle triangle. So when I'm calculating the sine of omega t plus phi, this is equal to this opposite side. It is actually parallel to this OP dash now. So OP dash divided by adjacent side. I'm sorry, hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is actually what? It is the radius of the circle now. So that can be taken as A. So what is this OP dash? OP dash is actually the displacement of P dash along the y-axis now. That is, we can consider this as y of t. So y of t divided by A. So from this we can write y of t is equal to some A into sine of omega t plus phi. This is how we got this expression. Okay, I'm taking this as equation number 2. This also defines a simple harmonic motion of same amplitude. Because we got x of t is equal to a cos of omega t plus phi, and we got y of t is equal to A sine of omega t plus phi. See, the amplitude is same in both the cases, no? A. Okay, so this expression also defines a simple harmonic motion of the same amplitude. So we got the projection P dash on the diameter along the y-axis as y of t is equal to a sine of omega t plus phi, and we got the projection P dash on the diameter along the x-axis as x of t is equal to a cos of omega t plus phi. This is a sine of omega t plus phi and this is a cos of omega t plus phi. So, the projection P dash on the diameter along the y-axis of the circle executes simple harmonic motion the projection P dash on the diameter along the y-axis of the circle that executes a simple harmonic motion as that of the projection on the x-axis, but differing a phase of pi by 2. There will be a pi by 2 phase difference between them. See, this is the case for a sine function and this is the case for a cos function. So you see there is, it starts like this, no? So when we compare these two waves, there is this much phase difference between, no? That is pi by 2 phase difference, or you can see this is actually 1/4 of the wave. Okay, this is a complete wave. From here to here, half of the wave, then half of that means 1/4 of the wave. So the fraction of the wave into 2 pi will give you the phase difference. So 1/4, that is the fraction of the wave difference between these two. So 1/4 into 2 pi is actually what? Pi by 2. So the phase difference is pi by 2. Okay, so in this video, we got a connection between circular motion and simple harmonic motion. In spite of this connection, the force on a particle in linear simple harmonic motion is very different from the centripetal force needed to keep the particle in uniform motion. So I hope you understood this. Thank you.